Hi there. Today we're going to work through doing a double crochet square as shown in the picture both in front of you. If you want to do a full square 9 by 9, you will very likely need to do 29 chains. But for the speed of this video, I'm going to work on 10 double crochets. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to need to add a couple extra stitches to gain the height on the end of the row. So I am going to do 12 chain stitches to get this started. And since we all know how to do our chain stitches by this point, I'm going to count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I've got 12 chains on my needle here. And the reason why I did 2 extra when I want to do 10 stitches is with a double crochet, every pattern will start you with doing a double crochet, inserting your hook in the 3rd chain from the stitch. And that's because on a double crochet you need some height for each stitch. So what do I mean by that? Okay, so we've counted 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go into this stitch, but to do a double crochet, my first step is to yarn over, and I'm going to go into the 3rd chain from the hook again. 1, 2, 3. Insert my hook. I'm going to yarn over and grab some yarn and pull through the loop. So now I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to, the whole reason why it's called double crochet is because you're going to do this twice, this next step. So you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through 2 loops on the hook. Now I have 2 left. I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through 2 loops on the hook. That is the completion of your double crochet. And see how there's some height here, and that's why you did those extra chains, is to kind of help make room for that height. So let's do that again. We're going to yarn over and we're going to go to the next loop in this chain. We're going to yarn over and pull through. So I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and that's my second double crochet. So 1, 2, yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. Oops. So now I have 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now by this point, some patterns may say those first few chains count as your first double crochet. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, but this right here may actually be your 4th. That will depend on your pattern. So we're going to keep going until we get to the end of the row. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm not going to count these first 2. I did 10 without counting that first step. Okay, so as I mentioned in single crochet, double crochet will be the same way. The pattern will likely either say chain 2 and then turn, or turn and then chain 2. They basically look about the same either way. So I'm going to chain 2 and then turn. I just want to make sure that I'm turning consistently each time. In this case, chain 3. I'm going to need to, so I'll cut that out. In this case, they say chain 3. In the pattern that I'm using, it says there's some cases where it will say the chain 3 counts as your first stitch. If that's so, most likely I'm going to skip this stitch right here, because I've got the height for the first stitch and I'm going to go into the next one. So I'm going to yarn over, go into that next stitch, yarn over and pull through. I've got 3 loops on my hook. Now some people hate this because it creates this really great big hole. Do you see that right there? Okay, so Some people prefer for it to be a chain 2, say, for some height, and then they go ahead and just double crochet into that same stitch and count that as the first stitch. It may give a little bit of a lumpiness to your side though. So there's a couple different pros and cons to each way. So in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it that way, and I'm just going to keep practicing by going ahead and whichever way you do, you just want to make sure you do it consistently through your entire pattern. So if you're going to consistently go into this first stitch and you don't count this, you need to do it every single time. And yes, you'll have some lumpiness on there. Bear with me as I try to make sure I get this on camera for you. And that's all you do. You just keep going until you hit the end of the row. I would suggest, as a new crocheter, always make sure you've got the right stitches on each row. So go back and count them when you think you're done. So I'm not sure if I have enough stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, yep, I don't. I need to go into this very last one until I have 10. And I will just keep repeating that process over and over again. For a square like this was 29 chains, and I completed 15 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then I put a border around it. So that's how you would get roughly about a 9 to 9.5 inch square. Hope that helps. Thank you.